Hello everyone, it's Lunar Day 13 and I'm Jen, here to have another chat. I wanted to talk about, just to start with, where you get the lunar days. Now, we used to have a wonderful website called Lunarium. It stopped working with an update to a few web browsers, I believe, and it went all funky. But fortunately, a website called Ghostly Harmless, GHOSTLYHARMLESS, has picked up the slack. So just Google Ghostly Harmless, Ghostly Harmless, as in mostly harmless for the Douglas Adams fans, but with ghostly at the beginning. And you'll find their lunar calendar there. There's lots of really good information. Set it as your homepage. I highly recommend that. It means you're really in touch with the information. So, Lunar Day 13 is for the increase of one's property. Now, there hasn't been any proper videos for 2 days, and I do apologise for that. But I did a release of some exclusive product to the newsletter list on Sunday night, which meant Sunday was just mad with getting all the photos and things done for that. And yesterday was packing orders. So 2 very full-on days. So I do apologise for not being with you for 2 days, but we're back now. So the other thing that happened in those 2 days was we released the podcast. So Rue and I caught up, and we also talked about the Verdant Gnosis books from the Viridis Genii Symposium. And yeah, we had a chat through Volume 3 and the essays contained in that. So do check the podcast out if you haven't heard of the podcast. It's The Garden of Ink and Bones. They are on my YouTube channel under Belladonna and Bones, or available in your podcast provider under Garden of Ink and Bones. The Garden of Ink and Bones. On the exclusive releases, there is still some of the regular boxes as well as the Bitter Dream Grass available. The monkey is trying to skittle everything, so if you hear any loud bangs, I do apologise. I wanted to talk to you today about knowledge and books, and I don't know that we have not touched on this book in the podcast yet, mainly because it is so heavy. No, that's not true. It is certainly a weighty tome. It is the Encyclopaedia of Psychoactive Plants, Ethnopharmacology and its Applications by Christian Ratch. It is the book. It is the book you need to have a basic understanding of nearly all of the available plants that we call plants of flight and trance and things like that. Oh, sorry, I'm probably banging the microphone on a microwave, I hope. It is anthropology. It is has chemical constituents and interactions. Let's open one up and have a look. So, since we were talking about bitter dream grass, it would have been sensible if I'd actually bookmarked this, but I chose not to. Well, I didn't choose anything, really. So, here is the entry on Callia. It runs through the botanical family, its forms and subspecies, the synonyms for it, folk names, so it talks a lot about the folk names there, the history, distribution of where it grows naturally, if it can be cultivated, its appearance, there's photos and drawings, it's what parts of the plant are psychoactive, its preparation and dosage, how it's used in ritual, if there's any artifacts related to it, and its medicinal uses, the chemical constituents of the plant, its effects, and If there are any commercial forms and regulations, of course, do check that in your area because it will vary. And of course, some references and further reading. Now, there is personal accounts throughout it from correspondences that Christian had. And they're very comprehensive, if brief, discussions of the plants. So I'll just read you the effects. So I'll start with the effects, right? The subtle psychoactive effects on humans are best described as dream-inducing or oneirogenic. Kalia also appears to promote sleep. Animal studies have demonstrated that cats quickly fall asleep when administered a dosage equivalent to that which induces dreaming in humans. And it gives you a reference for that paper. Of course, I don't recommend ever feeding anything to your cats. You don't know what it is. So then there is a personal account here. I played tambura in a concert of classical Indian music after I had drunk the Kalia Zakatachichi tea. As I did, I dove into the sound of the tambura. My teacher describes the tambura as a river, the water the bearer of music. The tablas are the currents and the voices are the spirit. I had always regarded the river as only a surface, and that with my tambura playing I would form the surface upon which the others could flow. But the Kalia literally brought new depth into this picture. I was not only the carrying wave upon which the other musicians could drift along. I saw that we all played underwater this time, all dove down to the depths of the ocean. Dawn Delio, Personal Correspondence, July 1996. For those who are interested, bitter dream grass I found extremely sleep-inducing, and then quite strong dreams. Very hard to stay awake after being involved with the herb. So that is an interesting aside. This book goes into so many things. It goes at the end of the book. It goes into in depth into ayahuasca, psychoactive fungi, forms, kinnikinnick, witches' ointments, the active constituents. So it goes heavily. There's a whole section on the actual chemicals that we talk about. So like we're in atropine here, which is of course tropane alkaloid from Atropa belladonna. And it even starts to talk about cocaine and things like that, and the history and uses of it. It is not cheap. It is available. It is an absolute must to have in your library if you are planning to work with these plants. It is my very first, it's not my last, but it's my very first port of call. There is also an excellent, more anthropological book from Ratch and others called Plants of the Gods, and you really should check that one out as well. I'll slowly take you through my library over the next year, at least. If we talk about books every day, we'd be going through it for a long time, but we'll go through the main points, I think. But you need this book. If I was smart, I'd have an affiliate link. I don't think I have an affiliate account for Amazon set up now. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for everyone who's ordered. If you did not get the newsletter and are interested in the bitter dream grass or the regular boxes, then please send me a message. And I'm actually going to, there's been a few new subscribers to the newsletter, so I'll probably do a resend tomorrow. I do have a few left, but not many. Yeah, thanks so much everyone who ordered, because it's, you know, it's what keeps this business going and keeps me able to do videos and things like that. Enjoy your lunar day, do some work on increasing your property, and I will speak to you tomorrow.